Okay, so last night I watched the second episode of Symphogear, so I'm 2/65ths of the way done with the series, 2/13ths of the way done with season one. So, about 3 minutes into the episode, Hibiki is transformed, and while the first episode ends with her, she's, getting these, fucking gnarly teeth, and, it ends with her, in shadow, looks like she's about to go crazy on the noise, oh, okay, transforming might actually kind of fuck with your head. It clearly fucks with your body with, the symbiote shit I saw in the first episode. She's still in control, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm mentally completely fine. Which is not inherently a bad thing. That's generally what happens in most magical girl shows when they transform. I can think of one exception off the top of my head, which is, at one point in Kill la Kill, where Ryuko really loses her shit. But it's something that takes a while for it to happen. And maybe that kind of shit does happen in Symphogear. I don't know. But it's just the way that was framed, I was like, oh, this is going to be some cool shit. And then it wasn't. But there was still cool shit that happened. Because when Tsubasa shows up, she shows up on a motorcycle to get to the scene. She jumps off the motorcycle, starts singing so she can do her transformation sequence. The motorcycle keeps going, hits one of the noise, and just explodes. And I remember, I specifically checked, I was like, how long are we in the episode? How long did it take for just a random vehicle explosion? About 3 minutes? Okay. I now know what this show is. This is if Michael Bay had directed Madoka Magica. It has, okay, it's a magical girl show. It feels like it's trying to maybe go for something darker, but having a good time with it. We'll see how dark it really gets. The main girl, Hibiki, has the exact same voice actor as Madoka. I was like, I know that voice. That's super familiar. I gotta check. And I was right. Even the school uniform to me looks really similar. I don't know, something about Hibiki, it's just kind of her personality, kind of her vibe, just the way she moves and carries herself. This reminds me a lot of Madoka. I don't know how intentional it all is, how coincidental it all is. I'm this is giving me some Madoka vibes. Also, this is something that's not quite a coincidence because the creator of the show is also a composer, but just like Madoka, the music fucking slaps. There was one point in the episode where I think she was just in a classroom and there was this nice classical violin riff playing. I'm like, this is really nice. But then underneath the violin, there was this really nice kind of snare drum beat I'd hear in a rap song. I'm like, what the fuck? This goes so well together. This is so catchy. Is all of the music just gonna be this good? Holy shit. I love this. And so when I found out it was the person that made the show is also the composer. Oh, that's why the music's really good. Got it. That's why music is really important to the show's identity. It was made by a musician. Got it. This all tracks. Super on board. But then you get the Michael Bay elements. I've seen a handful of jiggle physics and revealing outfits. I've seen over-the-top fights and shit exploding like a motorcycle 3 minutes into episode 2. I don't know how much of Michael Bay is really robot-focused, or if that's just because I heavily associate him with Transformers. But the way the Symphogears look, if you've ever seen Cosmos from Xenosaga, or Numa from XC2, the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that's kind of how they look. It looks like you took a human girl and had her Patara earring with some sort of mech, with some sort of robot. I really like it. I think it looks really cool. You got that. You've got the secretive government agencies from at least the first Transformers movie. This feels pretty familiar. And then you get the end of the episode where the ending song plays, which I remember thinking the opening slapped, the ending song slapped. So the ending is a girl in silhouette walking. And I'm like, oh, so this is Magia, the ending theme of Madoka. Cool. But then some of the shit in the background, I don't know if these are statues, if they're porcelain dolls, but it's these statues of naked women. And not naked or okay, there's nothing covering the boobs, but they're not showing anything either, like a Barbie anatomy. You're like, oh no, those are nipples. So here's the Michael Bay element of it too. Like, oh my gosh, it's kind of weird how, like, there's a lot of elements in the show where I'm like, this is either Madoka or this is Michael Bay, and sometimes it's both at the same time. Okay, I'm in. I guess just in terms of the shit that happened, in terms of the plot, Hibiki and Tsubasa are now going to start working together to fight shit. The reason Hibiki can transform is because in episode 1, a little bit of Kanade's, I guess, like her Symphogear. Excuse me. Sorry, just woke up. So, like, when she got injured in the fight in episode 1, it looks like some of her Kanade's Symphogear got into Hibiki's wound, and it can't be removed, so that's why she has some of the relics. I guess it's, sorry. Head is, like, yawning. I'm feeling a little tired. Let me try to wrap this up pretty quick. It's a magical girl show, so you have a little thing that helps you transform, like a soul gem. Here it's called a relic. Relics respond to very specific songs. Hibiki has Kanade's relic because of shit that happened in episode 1. Some of the relic got into her wound, so it can't be taken out. So Tsubasa, who's been working together for a really long time, working alone for a very long time because her partner died, is now like, I have to team up with this person. The vibe I get from her is like, okay, if this was just a completely new person with a completely new Symphogear and I had to work as part of a team, sure, fine, whatever. I feel a little more comfortable working alone because it's what I've been doing, but I can do it. But the fact that it is my friend's gear who fucking died, this is giving me really unpleasant vibes, so I don't want to do this. And then at the end of the episode, after Tsubasa fucks up some shit, Hibiki's like, yeah, I know I'm probably going to be slowing you down at first because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm looking forward to fighting with you. And Tsubasa's like, you're right. Fighting with me. Let's fucking fight. And then the episode ends. They're like, okay. Alright, I doubt we're gonna get, like, a super cool fight scene in the next episode just because Hibiki doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. But maybe it'll be like, cool, you're right, let's teach you. This is how you learn on the job. So maybe we will get something really cool. I don't know. Okay, it's Symphogear. I'm expecting there's going to be something cool somewhere in the episode. Maybe the first fight will be really cool and flashy. Maybe it'll kind of take some time to get there. Who knows? But again, so far, 2 episodes in, there is a lot of time for my opinion to change. I could think the show gets phenomenal. I could think the show gets trash. 2 episodes in, though, I am definitely having a good time.